few updates of the happenings in Kraken's garage. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. Good moto morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Kraken's garage. I'm your host, Eric. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about all the happenings that are going on, and as a result, I haven't been able to get my usual amount of content out that I normally do. First off, let's talk about the Ford Bronco. They still are not accepting any 2023 orders. Ford has closed it down, most likely for the year, as they play catch up for the 2022 model years. So I'm looking at over a year before I see that truck. And in the meantime, that's going to be too long a haul, and my patience will grow thin during that time. So I bought a beater in the meantime. Scion, which was a company produced and made by Toyota, they since have closed up that branch of Toyota, but they had very innovative cars and ideas, and they had a really goofy one. I call it the Toaster. It's the Scion XB. So oddly enough, that car has amazing room, and I'm able to fit in it. It's absolutely amazing. So that's the beater for the next year and a half, or until I get burnt out waiting on Ford to do something with the order banks, and we'll be rocking that for quite some time over the next year. I'm ordering a personalized plate for it, and we'll Krakenize it accordingly. Let's see, this weekend we had SHHHMotoTravels. Craig and Lucinda pop in for a visit. They are doing an East Coast tour down this side of the country. They stopped by Purple on 3, Thomas and Jody's place, and they went and did the DC thing for a day, and then they stopped to hang out at 𝕒𝕤𝕒𝕜, and we had a great time. I'm not the world's best barbecuer, but I will say this, I nailed it that night. The steaks were off the hook good. So we just had a wonderful, wonderful supper, and stayed up late chatting about heck, life in general, where life has taken them on the road, and how they choose to spend their life traveling. And it was very fascinating to hear them. They're wonderful, very gracious people that were an absolute joy. They're welcome back in my home anytime. And I took them on a ride, the normal ride that first-time visitors of Virginia, I take them on the best roads that I have. And we took them all the way up to the mouth of the Shenandoah Valley, Skyline Drive, Blue Ridge Parkway. We skimmed across the top of the mountains, and then took this wonderful road 211, which I have mentioned before, back to 𝕒𝕤𝕒𝕜, and off they went, and they're spending a week in Myrtle Beach to decompress before they start their trek back home and deal with winter and all of that. So I hope they have a safe journey, and I hope they come back to Virginia someday, and I hope they feel that Mrs. Kraken and I rolled out the red carpet for them and made them feel at home, and provided them a safe place to stay, good food and beverages. So there you go. Thank you for coming, Craig and Lucinda. Next up, where I'm headed now, I'm headed up to Culpeper. Last winter was a mess. We got buried in snow. I lost power for 4 days. It was getting pretty bad. So we're changing it up. I'm going to sell my beater generator, which is an inexpensive one. That's not the most dependable devil. And I'm going to replace that with a Honda, I don't know, EX6500. I don't have the information in front of me. About a $3,100 generator. However, it will power the furnace 2 freezers, some lights, as well as the well pump. Mr. Kraken and I had long discussions about putting up like a propane generator on the outside of the house that automatically kicks on. But man, I gotta tell you, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. We're looking at around 15 grand to make that transition. And in the 13 years we've owned our log home, the power has only gone out consecutive days like that one time. So I'm not going to invest that kind of coin in it. It just isn't worth it. So we're going to use the portable generator and go that way. I'm done doing the cheap end of it. I'm going with top shelf, and I'm going to go with Honda. So that is getting ordered this week, and we'll be here and we'll get it broken in and prepped and ready. Then I'll have to hire an electrician to come in and put in a box that only lights up or powers certain parts of the house so we can limp along in the event of a major power outage. Now where I'm headed now up to Culpeper is up to the Kubota dealer. I'm going to, I don't know if you saw when I was leaving my estate, I have a leaf problem. My whole lot is wooded and I'm buried in leaves. And what I mean buried, when I blow them with the blower, I get piles 100 yards long that are 6 foot high. I'm not kidding. There's that many leaves. And I'm tired of it. So we've been hiring a company to come haul them away and whatever, and it's been running about $600 every year. And the bad news is even if you wipe them up and clean them all up and pick them all up, a nice windy day and the neighbor's leaves come blowing over right onto my estate, and you get to deal with it again. So I'm done with that. I'm done. So what I'm going to do is order a grass catcher for my tractor, and instead of I don't care about catching grass in the mower. My grass is not so good. Let's put it this way, it's crabgrass. I guess that's an appropriate term for a Kraken mythical beast, but but my crabgrass is kind of not the best in the world, and nor is it ever going to be. I don't want to be that person that spends his life every weekend working in their yard. I'm not dealing with that. I let Mother Nature decorate my yard. She's doing just fine. This grass catcher on the back of the tractor is going to run about $2,700. That is big money. But if we're paying $600 a pop, within a couple of years, it will pay for itself. And I thought about the external one where you have like a push vacuum type thing that mulches them or whatever, but now you got another item that has a motor on it that you have to keep running, and if you only use it every fall, the gasoline gets compromised, carburetors get congested, yada yada yada. I'm not dealing with that either. So this grass catcher is going to run off the PTO, off the tractor, and I can attach or detach it, and that'll end that. So that'll take care of my leaf problems. I just need to quit being cheap and suck it up, buttercup, and just buy the items I need to get the job done. So moving forward, that's what we're doing there, and that should take care of the leaf problem. And of course the tractor I use with the bucket on the front for snow removal in the event, which is kind of rare that we get hammered with snow like we did last year. I'll share a few pictures of what we got last year. But so that concludes this video. The GoPro froze up and I lost the rest of the footage, but it's a good place to stop anyway. To summarize, I've been busy all week. It's been an incredibly busy time of year getting ready for the winter coming up, and I apologize I'm not getting enough content out. I will get back to it as soon as I can. And I would like to extend a very hearty thank you to Craig and Lucinda of SHHHMotoTravels. The hat I'm wearing, I'll have their link down below if you would like to check them out and subscribe to them. Please let them know that Kraken sent you. And I thank everybody for joining me today. Thank you very much. Remember, go riding, it's good for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Let's get cracking, Craig.
Safe travels.